coming up this Saturday. BMO Harris Bank Center, downtown Rockford. You wanted the best, you got the best. It is KISS. The Freedom to Rock Tour rolls into Rockford, and joining us on the phone, guitar player Tommy Thayer. Tommy, thanks for taking the time. What's happening, man? How are you?
Captain Jack, I'm doing great. Just kicking back today here in Springfield, Illinois. We played a big show here last night, just rocking and rolling.
You know, I got to tell you, in 2016, it's kind of cool with the social media where we can follow the KISS tour and all of the shows are right there in front of you. Because I'm growing up, it's like you had to wait for, Circus Magazine and Hit Parader and Rip and all this stuff. It'd come out once a month, and you'd get all the concert photos, and you'd be like, oh, these are great. Well, you guys play a show in Springfield. An hour later, I'm looking at all the photos from your show. It's pretty cool.
Well, it is cool. It's kind of a blessing, but it's also a curse because, of course, on YouTube, everybody's covering everything all the time, so you really have to make sure you're really on your game all the time.
Right.
Because you're being scrutinized under a microscope every day, 24/7. And it's funny you mention that because I kind of miss the days of when I was growing up. You didn't see bands as often. You might see them in concerts every 6 or 8 months, or you tune into Midnight Special and on at midnight and see somebody playing. There's like, wow, that's amazing, or you'd sit at home and listen to the LP and look at the liner notes and look at the photos. And,
right.
Really, that's when we collected music. And I kind of miss those days a little bit because there was something more special and a little more mystique to that. But, and of course, in today's world, everything's completely plastered all over the place 24/7. So, hey,
right.
I guess that's the way it goes. Like I said, it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, like you said, it's like you're kind of under the microscope, all the time with everybody with their cell phones and everything else, and YouTube and just every type of social media platform. I mean, the good side is you get to see your favorite bands all the time. The downside is you guys are being recorded and you guys are being, everything you do. I mean, you're sitting and eating at a restaurant, or you're playing on stage, or you're out on the golf course. Whatever the situation, I mean, you are under the lens all the time.
Yeah, so true. So we'll deal with it.
You'll take it. Is it true that no pub is bad pub? Is that still true these days in 2016? Or I don't know.
I think in the Gene Simmons playbook, I think that's true.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, you guys are coming to town this Saturday down at the BMO Harris Bank Center. KISS. It's the Freedom to Rock Tour, and you guys have been doing so much with the veterans, with those that have served our country, and doing the roadie for a day, and all these special things for people that have served our country. I just got an email earlier today talking about the individual that's going to be helping you guys out locally this Saturday. So it's such an amazing thing. I was talking with Paul a couple weeks ago, talking about this whole process, and just the fact that KISS stands up for our veterans, for those that serve, and it's an amazing thing that you guys are doing.
Well, the important thing that everybody needs to know is this is not shtick.
Right.
It's something that's true to our hearts. I come from a military family. My dad's a retired brigadier general in the Army. Paul and Gene, Eric, we really stand behind this, and something we really believe in. So we're doing a thing on the Freedom to Rock Tour called Hiring Our Heroes, where, like you mentioned, we're bringing in one or two vets or members of the National Guard in each town, and they're coming out and working during the day and doing the gig, and then working the show at night. And it's just it's worked out great. And then actually during the show, towards the end of the show, we bring them out on stage and honor them and thank them on stage in front of the crowd. And it's really patriotic, and it's something that we feel really good about. It's and kind of the theme of this tour, it's Americana. It's
right.
kind of a hometown thing, and we're playing some smaller markets, which is great, and it really ties into the whole thing really well. So it's been great, and you'll see, when we're in Rockford, it's real cool. We'll have those guys out there, and they're doing a great job.
And that's this Saturday night down at the BMO Harris Bank Center, the KISS Freedom to Rock Tour. It'll be cool. Puts a real local spin on it, and a way to support our veterans and those that are serving our country. Now, something else, kind of switching directions here a little bit. The KISS, the Rock and Brews, that thing's kind of taken off all over the place. You're seeing the expansion of it and the growth of this, and it's really, really turning into something that you guys are opening another one down in Missouri, down in the St. Louis area this fall, and next thing you know, man, these things might be like McDonald's. They'll be just really like three of them in every city.
Well, it's really a great thing. It's really Gene and Paul are really spearheading that, and they're doing franchises. I don't know if there's 15 or 20 of them across the country now, and it's really a great place to go. It's a classic rock kind of theme, so
right.
People love that, and it's family oriented. And you take the kids, and they've got great, really good burgers and great food and craft beers and all this stuff. So it's they're doing well, and they've had a couple of them now at the airports. There's a couple at LAX, and they're
Cool.
seem to do really well. So, hey, you never would have thought.
We're talking with Tommy Thayer of KISS. They're in town this Saturday night at the BMO Harris Bank Center. You guys did some Vegas shows, did a little DVD and CD project along with that. Tell us a bit about putting that together, producing, and everything that went into the Vegas residency and what's come about from it.
Yeah, we did a residency in Las Vegas about a year and a half ago. And for those that don't know what a residency is, it's when you play the same venues for the most part for a few weeks or for an extended period of time.
Right.
We did 9 or 10 shows at the Hard Rock Hotel there, November 2014, and we are coming out with a DVD Blu-ray next week called Kiss Rocks Vegas.
Okay.
And I actually produced it. I've done a lot of that kind of stuff for the band, especially in the post-production, making sure that the editing and the sound and everything is just up to par with what we want. So I've been very much involved in it, and I'm real proud of it. Like I said, it's coming out next week, and it's a concert film. We filmed 2 nights at the residency there, and it came out really amazingly well, if I do say so myself. and there's some different packaging variations that are going to be available that are really cool. Actually, the most deluxe package has a 60-page. Not booklet, but a hardbound book.
Wow.
Full-size book that's included in this box. It's really a box set, and there's different compilations that have vinyl LP of the audio included, so there's all kinds of cool stuff that's available with this. So it's Kiss Rocks Vegas, and every Kiss fan, the consummate Kiss fan, has to have it definitely in their collection.
And that'll be out next week, you said?
I think it's August 25th. So,
okay.
Yeah, in the next week or so, definitely coming out.
All right, cool. Tommy Thayer from KISS joining us. They'll be in town this Saturday night down at the BMO Harris Bank Center. All right, before we go, we've got 5 questions for you, 5 quick hitters here. You just got to kind of, just liven it up a little bit and see how many of these questions you've been asked before. We'll just kind of go for it and see what you say, okay?
Okay.
All right, 5 questions with Tommy Thayer of KISS. We'll start off with one that kind of incriminates this entire interview. But throughout your time period with KISS, what is the most annoying question that you, Tommy Thayer, has been asked?
Well, the number one question you always get asked if you're in KISS is, how long does it take to put your makeup?
Well,
I got a funny little story. Just real quick. We give ourselves 2 hours.
Okay.
And Gene and actually Eric, they take 2 hours to put their makeup on at the least, because they talk so much and they're just, they just get distracted. But so Paul and I looked at each other last week and said, let's have a competition tonight. At 7 o'clock, we both start. Let's see who can do this the quickest and put it on the right way. So Paul and I had a competition, and I beat him. He took 25 minutes. I took 22 minutes.
Wow. And it was up to your standards? You looked in the mirror and you went, okay, that's the spaceman, yeah.
No, it was 100% had to be just done right. When you put your mind to it and you do this for hundreds and hundreds of times, you can get pretty good at it.
All right. Question number 2 for Tommy Thayer of KISS. Obviously, with the outfits on stage and the big boots and the big shoes and all that kind of stuff, we may have seen, speaking of YouTube videos, a YouTube video recently of a band member of yours taking a tumble. Have you ever taken a fall on stage in full gear?
I have, a couple times, and it's embarrassing when it happens, but then sometimes people think it might be part of the show or something. But I remember the first tour I did with KISS back, it was 14 years ago when we were in Japan at Budokan, and I was trying to do something, and it was a newer thing for me. I was still getting my sea legs, so to speak.
Right.
I completely tripped and fell over, and I just, these Japanese fans were looking at me with these eyes wide open. It's like they were like, oh, geez. But it was okay. I was okay. But, funny enough, about 2 weeks ago in Cheyenne, we were playing a show there 2 weeks ago, and Paul took a spill. And
oh, no.
He said that's the first time he's fallen in about 30 years. But and I was kind of worried, because he had this shoulder surgery.
Right.
Before the tour started, and I was thinking, oh, shit, there goes the tour. But he kind of did this roll, and he came right out of it, didn't faze him, and I was just like, I was kind of blown away that he was okay because he really fell over. It was amazing.
Wow. Tommy Thayer joining us from KISS. Will be in town this Saturday. We're doing 5 questions. All right. This is a little bit more of a personal one, I suppose, but you're all you're all geared up. You're all suited up. You're ready to go. You're on stage. It's time to do the KISS thing, and you gotta pee. I mean, what are the options here? Because I'm guessing to get everything on and to be in full uniform there is quite the process. So, I mean, KISS has the logo and the name on just about everything. Is there any sort of like a contraption that you have nearby that you could use?
You mean a catheter?
Yeah, the KISS catheter. Is that available?
KISS catheter.
Is that could you run that by Gene and maybe give me a piece of that if that happens? Or
yeah, right. That is a really good question because that is reality for us. You got to watch what you're doing and definitely before you get into the stuff you got to relieve yourself and make sure you're not going to have to go because there's no options. It's not even if you could run off stage. It would take you 5 minutes to get all this stuff off to get down to business. And particularly, you just have to be careful. And it's something we actually keep in mind. And it's funny that you asked that question because it is relevant.
Tommy Thayer from KISS is joining us. They're in town this Saturday night down at the BMO Harris Bank Center. All right, I guess a little bit more serious here. If you look back through the catalogs, you look back through all of the great material that KISS has put out over the years, if there was one song throughout the history of KISS that you wish you could have been a part of the writing and the producing, and one song that you weren't part of, what would that one song be that you wanted to have your hands on?
One of my favorite KISS songs of all time, and it's actually the first time I heard the first KISS album when I got it back in 1974 for Christmas, was Black Diamond.
Right.
I've always loved Black Diamond, probably a little bit more than any of the other songs, and it's an epic tune, and I always really love playing it too. So that's a song that's always been kind of near and dear to my heart, and it would have been cool to help put that together. But there's a lot of them. I mean, tune that we played sometimes, we're not doing it on this tour, is God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Sure.
Too, which was a little bit of a remake, but it's such a cool epic tune as well. And I love those kind of big songs like Detroit Rock City and stuff like that.
The real big KISS anthem vibe to it, where it's obviously a live song that when you start to play that, the whole crowd's just completely into it. I completely understand that. All right, one last question for Tommy Thayer this Saturday, BMO Harris Bank Center. It's KISS. The last one, you survived. Thank you for playing along, by the way. All right, a polar bear, a tiger, and Gene Simmons. Who wins in a fight?
Well, I think the polar bear or the tiger would, because even though Gene Simmons is a lot of bark. Really, when you get to know him, and I've known Gene for a long time now. He's really a sweetheart, and I know a lot of people don't see it, but he's really got a real kind side to him, and he's a very caring, sensitive person. Actually, nobody's buying this right now.
Right? They're going, yeah, Tommy, sure.
Because you see Gene, a lot of times he's out there, talking out of all sides of his mouth, but
right.
He's a good man, and he really does care about people and different things. And so, I think that in that case, it would be one of the other two options. He's a good guy, and you just have to understand him.
Tommy, we appreciate the time. Looking forward to seeing the show on Saturday. I'll be fortunate enough to get the opportunity to come back and say hello to you guys, so I'm really looking forward to that. So thanks so much for spending the time. We'll see you Saturday here in Rockford, and then down the road, who knows? We may have a Rock and Brews just down the road here. We may have to have a drink together. Who knows?
Well, we're looking forward to Rockford Saturday night. Captain Jack, we'll be seeing you backstage, and look forward to seeing you there for sure.
Tommy Thayer of KISS joining us in town this Saturday night at the BMO Harris Bank Center. Tommy, thanks again. Appreciate it.
All right, brother.